The ramblings of a madman can be very dangerous, especially for those of you who listen.
Triple Threat is for a mature audience only.
It's time! It's time! It's
Triple Threat! Triple Threat! What?
Triple Threat is in effect.
Suplex City Gate on the mothership.
Welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am Big Daddy.
I mean, Jesus, it's like if they changed the covering of the ding dong to like vanilla. I mean, come on, what the hell, man?
And the myth, the legend, the prank.
For every action, there's a reaction. And a Piker reaction is quite a fucking thing.
What could you say about T3 that hasn't already been said about Marty Jannetty?
My shoes cost more than your house!
Triple Threat is in effect.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat. I am your host Big Daddy SDV, and in the Dragon Wave we got California Kid.
Yo, what's up?
And for the first time on Discord, the Pipe.
I don't like it.
What are you, the second doctor now?
The Discord, I don't like it.
Well,
like a weird. It does sound like a virus you get. I got the Discord.
Well, I mean, Discord is kind of like chaos.
It's as bad. It's as bad as the shit cord, you know.
the shit cord. Jesus.
How you're reaching?
So happy to be back. I know I haven't. Hello to everyone. I know I haven't been on in a while, but you know, I had some medical stuff. If you know, you know. And thank you for your concerns and prayers. But I'm here. I'm here. I haven't been anywhere. Well, I've been a little aware, but I'm here and I'm not going anywhere.
That's all, man. All right, guys, we got a lot to talk about.
And plus, I really don't want to die knowing that Baron Corbin's going to be King of the Ring. My wife likes him. What can I say?
Jesus Christ. It's bad enough your wife is an Auburn fan, but she likes Baron Corbin too.
Oh my God. Ooh.
All right, I'll leave her alone about that one.
Good boy.
All right. All Out was a couple of days ago. I had to say, pretty good pay-per-view. I wouldn't say it's better than All In or Double or Nothing, but it was still a pretty good show. What you guys think?
You know what? You know what was great about that show? What's great about AEW? They really make the pre-show matter. Like,
they do.
They make the pre-show so good.
Yeah, they do try to get in the matter, but honestly, none of them haven't really been that good. I mean, the only one that was kind of good was the tag team matches that were on there. The Battle Royal's been pretty
I do like Private Party. I think they're a cool group.
Yeah,
that was a good group.
Yeah.
I see potential.
Yeah, but let's get to the first match. Before that, it's the 21 Women Casino Battle Royale. Had a lot of people in here: Allie, Nicole, Soy, Teal Piper.
Teal Piper looks great.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, there was a little bit, before you mention any more, but there was a little bit of a time problem. I think what was the second group, they did the countdown and no one came out yet.
I think that was like
yeah, a little botchy there, but other than that, yeah, you mentioned them. And Mercedes, how long has Mercedes Martinez been in the game?
It's been a while.
And she looks great too.
Can someone please just sign her already? I don't know who the. Maybe it's because Mercedes doesn't want to. Probably want to stay with her kids, but I'm surprised WWE hasn't tried to give her an offer.
It's like, sign her and Evilise. I don't understand how Evilise ain't got a new deal yet now that she left Lucha Underground.
I think she just did. I think she left like recently.
You know what I'm saying? And so she should get that. And I've always liked Bea Presley, and so
But we had Levy Bates, Fave, Apache, Nyla Rose, Priscilla Kelly, and Shalandra Ross being the first 5 combatants. I gotta say this. I understand what Levy Bates was trying to do, but good lord.
That's a weird. That is such a weird character.
That whole book thing was just annoying.
Yeah, that was the best.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it, no.
But I mean, he may work with Kofi and what's her name? Katie. Well, not Katie, but Naomi and Ricochet's girlfriend did it better.
You're talking about Casey, just call her Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, they did it better.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, pretty good match. As Pike mentioned, Mercedes Martinez drew the Joker, so she was last.
And wait, but we gotta talk about. I mean, how badass was it seeing Jazz again?
Yeah, I was gonna say
that was great.
Jazz came out, ODB came out, which was great. Awesome Kong and Brandy came out. The only thing that I was disappointed was that they only did a stare down with ODB, Jazz, and Kong, and then eliminated them.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't really get to do nothing. All they did was get Tope from the outside, and
or because they gave you a little hint on where they're gonna go with it.
And where would that be?
I don't know. Nice little fatal 4-way. Anything's possible. You don't want to give too much.
Well, I know that they were hitting on what was the Asian chick, the other Kong?
Oh God, I can't remember her name.
Damn.
Secret, you should know this.
What you talking about? You talking about the you talking about Aja Kong?
Yeah, they seemed like they were gonna do an Aja Kong versus Awesome Kong pretty soon, but I didn't see her there, so I guess that was put on the back burner. But we'll find out later. Anyway,
I was gonna say I thought Britt Baker was gonna win. That was actually my pick.
Well, I picked her too, and also I was mad that they eliminated Martinez so early.
Yeah, that was a little annoying.
That was yeah.
But it was Rose, Gibbs, Martinez, Baker, and Presley for the end. Baker blast Martinez with a super kick to eliminate her, and then we were down to the final 3. And what was that chick's name? She grabbed after Baker eliminated her.
Bea Presley.
Yeah, she pulled a what I would call it. Was it Sid or no? It was Hogan. She pulled a Hogan. Yeah. And pulled Breaker out
when Flair won the Rumble.
Yeah, and pulled Baker out, and now your winner is Nyla Rose. So she's in the match to be crowned the new AEW Women's Champion on TNT.
I mean, and can I say, those belts look so nice.
They do look good.
They are some nice looking belts.
Guess I want. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying those are some of the nice. I mean, you can tell they took really good care of making those belts look good. It's like it's like you got the mustard with 24/7 belt, but you got the steak with the AEW belts. They're gorgeous. Yeah. I'd buy one.
Yeah, be careful with that steak though.
Yeah, really don't lose it though. But I was gonna say, other than that, with the pick, I'm happy for Nyla Rose again representing the diversity with this company, and I can't be too mad. I am a fan of hers, and It was good for her. Good win. I mean, good for her.
Could she pick a better outfit though?
Yeah, well, probably. But it made its point. You know, you gotta be loose. You know, and plus, to be in that ring that long, you know, you gotta be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? She was in there the whole time. I mean,
yeah, she was, but who were the two chicks that got into a scuffle after the match?
that was after the match.
Yeah, cause one didn't sell in the ring, and then they went back to the back and they had like a fight.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know about that. I didn't hear about that.
No.
Jeez, I forgot about
Tia
it.
Piper. I just saw, like, I guess Tia Piper went to the second rope and she got eliminated over the title and she looked pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only thing I saw of any bad or any fight. I didn't hear anything about any fighting in the back.
I forgot who it was, but it was like one person wasn't selling and the other one got mad and they went back into the back and they started an altercation.
Yeah, I didn't hear. I haven't heard anything about that.
Oh. Well, Nyla Rose wins, and we'll have the next match that will discuss the second slot for the women's title. Next match was Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans.
And here's Jack Evans. Here's the guy who I've been a fan of since I was about 19. And to see him still do his thing is just so freaking cool.
That was great to see him.
Yeah, it was great. And I like, and because of him teaming with Angelico, I know who Angelico is now, and also with the Lucha Underground matches. And I just, that is a great team. And like I said, I like Private Party. The right team won. And this is a feud. I would love to see this feud going.
I gotta say that finisher was sick though.
Yes. Oh
The
my
gin and
God,
juice.
they nailed that.
It was awesome.
That was a great finisher.
But Private Party wins, and after the match, they get attacked by Angelico and Jack Evans. So I guess Jack Evans and Angelico now heels. I gotta say this. I know a lot of people were pretty much complaining about Private Party being too green and they're not ready yet, but you know, they're gonna be all right. Just give them a few months.
I don't think they're too green. I mean, yeah, a little green. Like, they're still a little polished. They need a little polish, but I mean, I still say they're ahead of others. I mean,
yeah.
Now, I don't think they're going to be the first tag champs, but I do feel they're at least going to be in the final.
Yeah. I mean, it's just great to have a different team. And I know a lot of people making assumptions with Street Profits, but, you know, that's a different company.
Are they ever going to actually wrestle on Raw? I mean, I'm trying to understand what the point of this is. The whole, I know we're cutting away, but the whole we got the smoke and the jokes, this is all cute and all, but is it going somewhere?
I hope so, but you know what, WWE's not.
I mean, you got the one dude and Mr. Bianca Belair, I mean, doing their thing. I mean, you know, I know that's not his name. It's just cooler calling him Mr. Bianca Belair. And, you know, it's just, and it's, like I said, it's funny. But, you know, come on, go do some matches or something.
All right, we get into the beginning of the pay-per-view. We got SoCal Uncensored versus Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt.
I love this group. I love Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. It just, I don't know what it is. I'm just very entertained by them. You know,
This was a very entertaining match.
It's a very entertaining match. And does he look like his daddy to you? Does Jungle Boy look like Luke Perry to you? I'm trying to see it, and they sound alright, but look like, you know.
I try not to focus more on the face. I just try to focus more on the match. But I gotta say,
anyway.
I mean, I haven't got a good look at his face. You can't really see his face that good with the hair.
Because, you know,
with his hair.
on that BD Elite show. It's called BD Elite, ain't it? The YouTube show.
BD Elite.
You know what I'm talking about? And I saw a good look on it and said, I don't see it. But, anyway, other than that, like I said, great, entertaining match. SCU is doing their thing. And how old is Christopher Daniels?
I think he's like in his up in his 40s.
He's got to be, that's what I'm saying, he's got to be at least mid-40s, right?
Yeah, he's pushing 50.
He's still pulling it off, too.
Still kicking ass. I mean,
I always wanted I was always hoping to see a final showdown between he and AJ before AJ retires.
Yeah.
I would love for at least Vince to give the okay on that. Just one match, even if it's just a short program where they fight at WrestleMania. It's something special.
You could even make it untelevised. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Just give me something, man. You don't even have to air it on TV. Just put it on the network. We'll watch it.
They have. Oh man, you could throw Joe in the mix too.
Oh, that'd be great.
And like arguably the greatest TNA match ever. Those three. I mean. But yeah, they were doing great, and like Kaz and Scorpio Sky, and just a great. They're perfect where they are. You don't need to move them up any further or down, lower. Where they're at right now, that's perfect for them.
I like the SCU. They're a good group, but they just put them. Yeah, they're good there.
Yeah, and like Christopher Daniels works backstage too. Anyway, so where they don't need to win titles. They don't need to be in the main event feuds. Where they're at right now is perfect.
And we have SoCal answers a win, and they raise their hands with Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Marco Stunt. I don't know about Marco Stunt, man, but Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, they're a solid team. And it looks like they're getting over.
Oh yeah, they are really over. They're really getting over. And I don't know because is it just the talent or just the whole vibe or the character? It's working.
Yeah.
If this was WWE, they would have milked the hell out of this, made this like a kids show and shit.
Yeah.
But good. But good for them. They're doing. It's awesome.
Yeah. Next match is was supposed to be John Moxley versus Kenny Omega, but due to Moxley getting his shoulder infected, I mean not shoulder, but elbow infection, he had to pull out.
That was I'll be honest, that was really the number one match I was looking forward to seeing, and it sucks he got hurt, and I hope he gets healthy. But man, it was disappointing because that feud was just they did that feud perfectly.
Yeah, I did like Kenny Omega's kind of comeback when he made fun about him.
How legit was that? All legit? That video when they cut the lights on and told him he was out, and his reactions was that legit?
What video?
When Kenny Omega was on BD Elite and Kenny Omega was talking about, and then they cut the lights on and the producer told him that Moxley was out. And then Omega started ranting about Moxley, and it sounded really serious.
Set that up.
The only thing I saw was like he was talking about how Moxley was talking all the shit. He's talking about how he was going to follow his road, and look what happened. Now I didn't see the BD Elite part, but I like they edited that part, and he had took shots at Moxley.
Yeah, he did. He took shots at him, talking about how you came here and you wanted to fight the best wrestler in the world. You talked all this shit basically, and now you're hurt, and I wouldn't even care if you ever came back, and
Yeah.
But then came the next idea, which was Big Daddy.
Pac. Is it Pac or Pac? Damn it.
I'm sorry, I hate that name.
I think it's Pac. It's Pac.
I want to call him Neville so bad, damn it, but
I hate that name.
I just call him the bastard.
I miss. They call him. I think in London, in Europe, they call him Bastard Pac.
Well, we'll call him Bastard Park here.
Would you rather? You can call him Bastard. Yeah. I'm not. I was never crazy about that name back when he was in the Indies. It made no sense. I never understood that.
I don't like it. I don't think that's a suitable name for him.
No, it isn't. But and I guess that it's cool he finally got to do it. All that contract shit and arguing with Dragon Gate. And I'm glad. I wish it could have been saved for a bigger surprise. I'm sure he was planning for a bigger surprise, but then they had the match, and it was an okay match. It's just something about it just did not click.
It was okay. Here's the problem. It didn't have. There was no true story to it, and they kind of, you could tell they kind of had to throw this thing together. I mean, it wasn't a very good build up. Like the opening, there was no like build up in the opening. They just kind of went right into it. Yeah. I mean, there was no grappling whatsoever. They just went right into the spots. I mean, the whole match was spots, and that's what kind of hurt the match. I mean,
and if you look at them, especially if you look at Kenny, you can tell he's pissed about it too.
Yeah, it wasn't. If you watch Botchamania, you can see all the botches that they made.
Yeah, they did make a few botches. What was that one move? The Frankenstein or whatever. They botched that. Yeah, and then they said, talking about backstage, they said, yeah, they both were pissed backstage, and then they cut the match, didn't they, by a little bit?
I think so. But
it wasn't a good show.
It's sad, but you know, if you give it a story, give it some time, I'm sure they'll make up to it eventually. But you know, credit to Pac for stepping in and you know finally showing up, and give credit to him. And I hope Mox feels better. You know, one thing I learned in the last few weeks: your health is very important. You need to take care of that shit first before anything.
Yeah,
definitely.
The winner is Bastard Pac. Next match is the Cracker Barrel Clash with.
I love this match.
I just kept thinking like.
Can you let me get the guy's name out first?
Hurry up.
Joey Janelle versus Jimmy Havoc versus Darby Allin.
The people listening to the show know their names. I mean, they did see it. I imagine.
Well.
No, but anyway, I was just gonna say, like, how crazy are these three motherfuckers right here?
Especially Darby Allin and Jimmy Havoc.
Are these like in my Steve Harvey voice to be like, y'all crazy? I mean, that skateboard shit, that was awesome.
That was awesome. That was a spot beyond spots. I loved it.
And
that was a great spot.
You know what was funny after that match? I did want to go to Cracker Barrel. You know,
the match was great.
Yeah,
and
that was one of my favorites of the night. Honestly,
then the spot with the barrels was awesome. Darby Allin's just nuts.
And then I'm sitting there wondering, how the hell is Darby still walking?
I don't know. I've been keeping up with Darby over the past year, man. This guy's awesome. He's I mean, dude, this guy has been broken in half, man. It's more than once.
His Twitter is so freaking awesome.
I mean, let's see. He jumped off the top rope, hit the side of the ring, and then he jumped off the top rope and crashed through a barrel on steel steps.
Yes.
The dude's nuts.
And then you find out how crazy is the fact that he married that one girl. What was it, Priscilla?
You mean the tampon girl?
Yeah, the tampon girl. That tells you right there how crazy this whole couple is. Makes me and Fancy feel normal. I mean, when you're married to someone who's known as the tampon girl, you know you got something special.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, great match. Jimmy Havoc. I mean, the shit with the paper, like the paper cuts.
Oh yeah, that was.
And then how they it was just blew me away. I just could not believe what I was watching. It's just like
I'm sorry, I couldn't get into that part. But the one that got me was when they tied him up. They put the tacks in his mouth.
Yeah,
crazy.
That was insane. And the right guy won. I'm glad. I like Darby, but yeah, Havoc really needed that win.
Yeah.
So did they botch a little bit because they didn't get Joey's leg was the only thing that went through that barrel.
Yeah, I don't think it was supposed to be in the body, I believe. So yeah, that was a little botchy. Yeah.
But Jimmy Havoc wins. I just wonder what they're gonna do with Havoc and Darby Allin.
I'm sure they'll figure it out. You know, it'll all make sense. And then you know what's great about AEW as well is they keep a track on the win-loss records. So you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Next match is the Dark Order versus the Best Friends, and the winner gets the first round bye in the AEW Tag Tournament. It could have been better. I understand why some people were. I understand why some people were kind of down on this match, but it wasn't anything worse.
I'm not crazy about Dark Order.
I mean,
the match, it wasn't a bad match. It was actually about a regular, the standard. It was above average. It was above average. I give it an 8.2. It was above average, but it wasn't like it could have been better. I mean, that match could have been way better.
It just felt like it felt like the kind of match I would have saved for like TNT.
Yeah, that was kind of a TNT match, but ultimately I think it just came down to the performers maybe needed to give a little bit more. Like they could have made it a little bit more. There was too many rest holds in that thing, and it could have been driven a little. They could have done. It was the spots. It was missing some kind of an epic spot. It needed something special.
Yeah. But
I agree.
Dark Order wins the match.
It was pretty obvious. Yeah, it was pretty obvious that Dark Order was going to win that.
Yeah, I mean the characters were great. I mean, seeing that they had the characters down, but I mean just the performance was a little lacking. Like compared to what we've seen. Like you're talking about the Cracker Barrel Clash. It just after we saw that, we're expecting high level action.
Oh yeah, let me say this also. Good Lord, they were promoting the fuck out of Cracker Barrel.
They really are. You know what that means? It means not only are they promoted, but Cracker Barrel is very supportive.
Yeah.
You don't really see that many establishments, especially restaurant establishments, be that committed.
Yeah, wrestling
to a non-WWE group. Like WWE, they got like Sonic and I think Pizza Hut and stuff like that. But the Cracker Barrel, the way Cracker Barrel's been doing, you gotta give them credit for doing that.
I'm surprised they okay with all the stuff they did during that match. But hey, if they behind AEW, more power to them.
That's what I'm saying, and I'm sure the old folks got a good kick out of it,
Yeah.
If I was them, I would go to every Cracker Barrel flat TV screen somewhere and just show AEW matches the whole day.
I'll be there. But
there you go. See, you already seen me. See, supply and demand.
But Dark Order wins the match. After the match, as they seem like they were finna take the Best Friends to the back, the lights go out and out comes or should I say should appear is Orange Cassidy. And he does an amazing dive to the outside with his hands still in his pockets on the minions, or whatever they're called.
What exactly?
I mean, the creepers. Sorry, the creepers.
What exactly is his vibe?
I do not know. A lot of people were complaining about.
I've been trying ever since I saw him at All In. I've been trying to figure this dude out, and I cannot. I don't know if he's supposed to be the Fonz. Is he supposed to be the Ryan Gosling character from Drive? I mean, it's like I'm just the driver, basically, and just the whole shtick. It's weird.
I think he's going for that anime vibe where you're so skilled that you don't have to take your hands out of your pockets and you can beat everyone's behind, and it's that kind of vibe,
I don't get it, man.
I don't get it. I don't get it 100%. He kind of has a little bit of Bleach in there too, like the way that some of those guys fought in Bleach on the streets. I don't know.
And the way that he told everybody that he was part of AEW, they started with a full glass of orange in the blender. Then I take it back. He put orange juice in the blender. Then he puts his contract in there and cuts the contract with the orange juice and pours it in the glass. And that's how he tells everybody that he's in AEW.
That was pretty gangster. I did like how he did that, and then didn't say anything. Just put glasses in there, like you get the idea.
Yeah. So and then at the end, both the best friends hug him while he still has his hands in his pockets, and they do that whole Japanese in and out thing.
It's fun to hug.
Yeah. Next match, Riho versus California. You're gonna help me with this one. Hikaru Shida.
Oh yeah.
What's her name?
It's Hikaru Shida.
Hikaru Shida. Sorry, I'm not Japanese.
Yeah. No, it's all good. This was another really, really good one to me. I enjoyed the technicality of it.
Well, of course you would because you like Japanese wrestling.
Yeah,
I gotta say
not just that, but I am starting to like Rio. I dig her style, and she was pretty good. It was a good match.
I like what's her name again? Shida.
Yeah, she was good too. I like her entrance music.
She's fine as you know what, and
yeah,
and she's in the nerd stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I gotta say this, a lot of people putting it down. It's gonna take some time. I mean, I understand why some people probably not like it because they're not into the whole Japanese style of matches. But at least it's different. At least it's somebody new. And plus, I think
well, some people are. Some people in this country are into it. It's just a very, in terms of this country with Japanese wrestling, it's a very niche audience. You know what I mean?
It's very niche. I agree. And the issue here is the fact that I think this match they didn't water down the technicality or the ring psychology like they do in WWE. Like when WWE presents Japanese wrestling, they kind of water down a little bit, which is good for the audience because some of the audience didn't understand those little nuances in the ring psychology and the grappling that was in this match.
Right.
When Rio and Shida went at it, you could see all these little details like wrist grapples and stuff, and the way a reversal would happen.
It's basically science wrestling.
It's very science. It was a little advanced, honestly. I thought it was an excellent match. That's just because I understand what I'm watching, but most casual spectators they can't do that on TNT.
It's the kind of match that belonged on a pay-per-view, that belonged on All Out. That was the kind of match that should be on All Out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wouldn't air a match like that on TNT though. That they're not going to understand it. They're not going to understand what they're watching. Only a select group of the viewers are really going to understand some of those reversals and how they happen.
I agree, and that was perfect for the card, and the right person won. I'm glad Rio won. And then I don't know if you were gonna mention, you were probably gonna mention, but I just love the fact Nyla came out there.
Oh yeah, they did do that.
You can tell that's how serious that belt is, and the fact that she came out there and no one moved. They were just staring right at each other. That match is gonna be great. I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, it should be pretty good.
I gotta say this. I love Rio, but I don't think it was pretty much right. I don't think it was pretty much right to give it to her. I mean, I know what they're trying to do, but I gotta say this. I know I'm gonna get flagged for it. It's too early.
What's too early?
I mean, it's pretty much. I think they pretty much gonna put the belt on Nia Rose.
More than likely.
To do the whole, she's trans and thing. But I'm like, really? You're going to really go right out the box with it?
Yeah, I don't know if you want to jump in there with that, but I mean...
I don't think it's necessarily just that. I mean, you look at that roster and you wonder, who would you want to try it with, that belt for the first time?
Honestly, I would have put it on Kylie, but because her leaving and done with wrestling now, that's pretty much up in smoke.
And there's only so many people who you want to give that trust. The fact that she has that trust already, that's pretty good. I mean,
let me say,
and I'm glad. Right quick, I'm just glad. This is why Brandy Rose is awesome, because if it was anybody else, she would have tried to put herself in that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad she's not got this big ego. She's letting other people do it. She'll do matches, but she's not making it about her.
Yeah, but honestly,
she's not being Jeff Jarrett, basically.
Well, or Stephanie McMahon. Or Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah. So Nyla Rose. I mean, with the whole transgender thing, and it's different. Yeah, but honestly, I if I had to pick the first champion, God, I don't know, Baker. I think I would have given it to Baker.
I would give it to Baker too, but honestly, they need somebody else. That's why I was saying that they need Mercedes Martinez. They need a big name, because honestly, I love Kong, but I'm pretty sure she's only going to be like a part-time, because I think she's doing both AEW and Glow if they get another season.
If they get another season, yeah. And then who would have been perfect, but she's already working 2 different companies. Tessa Blanchard would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, but there's something that we need to talk about with that too. Is that, did y'all hear about the purchase possibility there?
Which one? What, Impact?
There's a possibility that Impact is. There's rumors flying around that Impact is eyeing to purchase Ring of Honor. Did y'all hear that?
Well, I did not hear that.
Well, Impact bought stake in Access TV, so.
Well, the company that owns Impact did. Anthem did.
Well, Anthem did.
Oh.
But so now they're going to be on Access TV now.
Like starting in October.
Yeah, my thing here
it's
is
like another channel I don't have.
I think what we're looking at here is we're looking at kind of, access, all this stuff, Anthem may be trying to build their own little, empire over there. And then you have AEW that's about to go back to national television. AEW is about to hit national television. It's kind of interesting, to see what's going to happen. I mean, are they going to, what's the end game here? Are we going to have 3 big companies trying to compete, or are we going to have, or are we going to have 2 big companies?
And then the fact that Access has already got like New Japan, and they got that women wrestling show, the Wild show that Tess is in. And
I've been trying to find episodes of that. So
I didn't find episodes. I found some matches, like the match with her and Havoc, and it seemed like a cool show. The matches were cool, but that's like you see that Axis is already trying to, like you said, trying to build their own empire, and it's going to grow even more, and then they got, do they have MMA fights on Axis?
I think so.
I thought they did. Yeah.
So and then the Impact Ring of Honor thing, I did not hear about it. I doubt it's going to happen, but then again, I've been wrong before. So
I wouldn't be surprised the way that Ring of Honor is now.
And then shout out to I shout him out every time. Fancy's cousin Reed loves our show. Give him a shout out. And even he said, I've been out of the loop. I forgot who was Ring of Honor champ. And I said, it's Jay Lethal. And they're like, no. I'm like, wow, I've been out of the loop too. I thought Jay Lethal was still champ.
No, he's not.
The only thing I've been paying attention to is when the Allure shows up. That
and Bully Ray and that whole stint with the fan and all.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't. Maybe they should get bought. Maybe Access should buy them too, for real. I mean, or Anthem, whatever.
Well, they don't really have nobody else. I mean, most of their stars left to go to NXT.
Well, they got y'all could name a name. I can't think of anything. They got
That's what I just said.
What's that? Wait, what's that one girl's name? The women's champ. What's her name?
She just faced Angelina Love. I forgot her name.
Kelly Klein. I think.
Yeah.
They got her. God, that took a minute to get right.
But it just proves my point.
But I'm just saying, I don't know much. You're talking about ROH. ROH is like they're having. I mean, they've lost a lot of notoriety over. Because even like right now, the ROH World Champion, who's ever heard of Matt Taven? I mean,
that was his name. Thank you.
I'm just saying, you got okay. I've heard of Jay Lethal and I've heard of Marty Scurll, but where the hell does Matt Taven come from? There's no. I don't. I mean, I know the Briscoe brothers are in ROH and they're the champions, and I know
I know that one dude who was champion, he hurt his back. The Dalton guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's you talking about Dalton Castle?
Yeah, Dalton Castle.
Yeah, I enjoy watching Dalton Castle, but I mean, I've actually heard of Dalton Castle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, it comes down to like some stuff, man. You know, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's some things that, you know, this Kelly Klein girl, you know, she's relatively, to me, she's relatively unknown. I mean, I've never even heard of this girl.
I didn't even hear of her really until the Allure attacked her. So
I'm saying I've never heard of this girl. You know.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying, you know. So I'm just saying, you know, that's just a statement on, you know. And I don't know. Maybe the wrestling world kind of needs, you know, a little bit of, you know, of an empire buyout by huge conglomerates, you know, because they need to get some stability, you know, in the industry right now.
Especially now that there's so many options now.
There's a lot of options, you know, because
they need to go with, and you know, yeah. So they might need to now.
Apparently now your big money is in AEW and WWE right now. That's where your big money is.
That's where the big money. And I don't know if not Impact, somebody probably needs to buy them.
Well,
I mean,
you also got to throw in NWA because they're supposed to be doing TV tapings in October, I think, in Atlanta. Awesome.
Who owns what is the current state of NWA? Like, who owns it now?
Billy.
That's what I would like.
Billy
Corgan owns it.
Oh, he actually did get it.
Yeah.
He bought it.
Okay, wow. Okay, so yeah, you got man. There's so many options, man. Then
Is Nick Magnus still the champ?
I think Magnus is still the champion, and what's the name? Serena is the women's champion.
Oh, good Lord.
Allison Kay.
We were talking about it. I was saying, we really went segue there a little bit. But yeah, I just think, going back to that women's champion with Nyla Rose, I just think you replace her with Tessa Blanchard, it would have been so fucking cool.
Yeah.
And like, because you want to talk about Impact, she's really the only thing I pay attention on. Well, really just a knockout in general, but like the fact that you got this girl is fucking wrestling Sami Callihan and fighting OBE.
Yeah.
And everybody had her, Scarlett Bordeaux, and Rosemary, and they let Scarlett Bordeaux go, which I can understand why, since that whole thing with her boyfriend, they pretty much told him to get a second job. No.
Yeah, and then after the fact, they got, you know, of course, they got Taya and they got Jordan Grace. I mean, you know, and Madison Rain. Their knockouts, like the knockouts, are the best thing they got right now. And you know what I'm saying? So they need to hold them tight. I mean, the fact that they must have some faith in her. The fact that they let her do Tessa Blanchard do the AXS, the women's show, and you know, so.
I think Scarlett Bordeaux's probably mad about that because wouldn't she want to fight men too?
Yeah, she does fight men.
And for some reason they didn't want her to, or they didn't have any faith in her to do it.
Yeah, I guess. And then it's like, I mean, Killer Cross was okay, but he wasn't exactly someone to write home about. I mean,
yeah.
He wasn't. I mean, not it's like, no offense. I just he was okay, but he wasn't like I put him and Sean Spears in the same group basically.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Sean,
we're getting to that. Yeah,
I know we jumped way ahead of that, but yeah, go ahead.
Winner is Riho. She will face Nyla Rose for the AEW Women's Championship on TNT in October.
Thank you TNT for doing this.
Yeah.
Next match, Cody versus Sean Spears. Before we get into the match, can I just say that it was weird as hell to see DDP in a fucking tracky suit.
Oh yeah, that was weird. That was great. I love the fact that and I love the fact that people kept going on about Cody bringing his dog out there after the fireworks.
Yeah, I feel bad for the dog.
Yeah, the dog was terrified. That was really cool though. I mean, with the Star Trek stuff.
But just seeing DDP in the tracksuit just had me rolling. But Yeah, the dog incident. Everybody needs to chill. Cody probably didn't mean it. It's nothing to get bad out of shape. You know, I think Cody learned his lesson that he won't bring his dog out during the pyro, which I also give kudos to AEW for the pyro.
Yeah.
Yeah, good pyro.
It's great seeing Pyro again. And speaking of, and you know, it's funny, speaking of Tessa Blanchard, there's her dad with Sean Spears, you know? And it's just that I tried to, it wasn't a bad match, but in terms of the story, I just did not care.
Here's the thing, it was just, the story was not well developed. It just, like, okay, the story was built right, but you didn't care because ultimately, like, if you're building Sean Spears as the major villain and you're trying to establish him, what was the point of letting Cody go over? I didn't get that. Like,
because I felt like this is about as close as Sean Spears is gonna get.
I didn't care about. I didn't care about it because there was nothing to care about. I mean, if Cody had been defeated, then we have a story we can build on. But Sean Spears coming in with all this stuff. I mean, yeah, the 4 Horsemen involved. You got all this junk going on, and you're trying to establish a new main villain. Maybe if you guys just don't see.
Yeah, Double A coming in doing the spine buster.
Yeah,
oh
I'm saying.
God. That dude, are you talking about when Arn Anderson did it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he still got it.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was a beautiful spine buster.
I mean, my God, my mouth dropped at that. The fact that he's way in the age, he can still do the spine buster better than a lot of people who's way younger than him.
Yeah, he hit it perfectly. I mean, it was the man, that was beautiful. My thing about it is just the fact that, look, man, they go to all that trouble. I mean, my God, they go to all that trouble, and then, like, okay, the promos, everything, they built this thing, and you don't let Sean Spears go over to try to start a feud or a story. It just kind of left me like, okay, what was the point of this?
Then you have
they were really trying to make Sean Spears legit, but I guess they forgot it's Sean Spears. You know what I mean? This is Mr. Peyton Royce. You know what I mean? I can't take him serious. He's gonna be riding his wife's coattails from now on. But I like the fact that
he's riding his wife's coattails.
Riding his wife's coattails.
What coattails does she have?
She's pretty she's popular.
For the wrong reasons.
How often does Big Daddy diss a diva or a female wrestler?
Have you been listening to the episodes, man? No, the grapes I've been talking about, the iconics.
I don't listen. I don't listen to episodes when I'm not on.
Of course you don't.
Wow. You know. Okay, mystery solved.
All right.
I let my dog listen to it, see what he thinks. He's very critical.
But
No, I'm joking. But yeah, okay, maybe that again. See, the fact is, I even said that tells you right there. Sean Spears, he's not top card. He's mid card. He's gonna stay mid card no matter where he goes. That's why WWE had no problem letting him go.
Yeah.
Because they know he wasn't gonna do shit. Now, what would have made it better, and if it was instead of Sean Spears, if it could have been Luke Harper, that would have been a story.
That would have been a story, yeah.
Well, you know they want to. You know Luke Harper want to get out of there, but WWE won't let him.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if they did, and it was him instead of Spears, the match and the story would have been so much better.
Here's the thing. Here's how you could have made Sean Spears work. If you'd have just, if you'd avoid the copyright issues, but kept him as kind of that Mr. Perfect kind of character, but you actually let him pull it off, like WWE didn't let him pull it off. Let him pull it off. Let him play Mr. Perfect. Let him be the guy that everybody, because he can wrestle. I've watched him. He is technically sound. He can wrestle. He can hit all these reversals and smooth transitions and stuff. If they would let him be the perfect wrestler, heel kind of character, he would get over. But maybe it just comes down to him as a performer or his agent or somebody just standing up and saying, "Look, he's not going to work for anybody who's not going to give him the role that he should have. You know, I hated seeing him in this. That's what also ruined the match for me, is the fact that, okay, they're finally going to do something with you know, Sean Spears, or, you know, it's like, no, nothing. Nothing. He's just a monster of the week kind of guy they threw in there. You know, wow, for Cody to just go over on. You know, I'm like, God help me. All right, who the hell is Cody gonna feud with now? You know, it's just kind of, I don't know, man.
Well, I mean, it's just, you know, I mean, even with that, if there's any remotely silver lining, I mean, to being that high in the card though at a pay-per-view, that is pretty sweet. I mean, they're already using them better than WWE ever did. So,
well,
of course, in the end, it was a loss, but still, the hype. I you know, just dissonant. The hype, the main event card, or one of the main event cards for Sean Spears. I mean, that is pretty sweet.
And also with the ending, they could have had it anywhere. Either MJF costing the match by either screwing up or basically turning heel on Cody, because it looked like he was about.
It's like just don't give him a chair again. I mean, yeah, don't give him a chair again.
Who, MJF or
Sean Spears? Don't get. I was gonna say that. Don't give him a chair again.
But they could have fixed it with MJF either hitting Cody or causing Cody by accident.
Now that I wouldn't surprise happens down the line, like maybe even next month. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens, because he's probably the best heel in the company already. I mean,
other than Jericho.
I mean, you just look at MJF's face and you just want to punch the hell out of it, you know?
Yeah, the guy knows his stuff. Anyway, Cody wins, and next match is the Lucha Bros versus the Young Bucks for the AAA Tag Title Ladder match.
Match of the night.
Wow, that was incredible.
I forgot what they called it in Spanish. It sounded better in Spanish.
What?
I said I forgot what they called it in Spanish. It sounded a lot better in Spanish.
But yeah, that was, you know, you really go far when being the elite. The one of the Young Bucks came up to him and said, "Point blank, don't ever do that again." Like, and then like they said, like Jerry Lynn came up to them and said, "Are you guys okay?" And then someone told them to call their moms because their mom was worried. So that tells you right there, when you can scare your mom like that in a wrestling match, yeah, you really want to wow, literally.
Well, I mean, they basically took from Johnny Gargano and Adam Cole with all the Canadian destroyers, or in this case, the Panama Destroyer.
Man, how sick was that shit off the ladder?
That was awesome.
I mean, my God. Ain't no way.
But geez, the one spot was when what's his name was on the ladder and he fell, and it looked like instead of going through both tables, he went through one table and his head hit the side of the table.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was spots galore in this match.
Yeah.
And then what's his name lost his mask. Pentagon losing his mask, and
Pentagon always loses his mask. He needs a new mask. You know, Phoenix never has that problem, but that happens to Pentagon a lot.
Yeah, it does.
And he really needs to. It's a badass mask, but you really shouldn't wear that now because it keeps falling off.
I'm amazed he still can hide his face.
Yeah, he kept that thing covered.
Yeah.
But
you know, those luchadors, they will stay committed to that mask.
Oh yeah,
and wear it everywhere. And, you know, that's their identity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But like I said, great match. The Lucha Bros win and still the AAA Tag Team Champions. After the match, 3 masked men entered the ring and beat up both the Lucha Bros and the Young Bucks. And it turns out to be LAX version 2.0.
Or I guess Ortiz and Santana.
Yeah. No disrespect to Ortiz and Santana.
I guess they can't be called LAX anymore.
No, because I think Conan owns the trademark.
Nice. It was a nice surprise. You know, that was pretty cool. Weird seeing him without the afro. But,
Yeah.
You know, it was a pretty cool surprise. You know, it's like it pretty much sealed the deal. Like, we're done with this feud. Time to move on. You know?
Time, I pretty much say. Alright, guys. Main event time. Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page for the crowning of the first AEW World Champion. Kind of cool seeing Page coming out in the horse.
I had no idea he was that young. Like, he's 27.
Yeah, he's a young guy, and he was, he came out on a horse. I mean, the entrances were good.
Yeah. It was good entrances, and,
can't say so much for the match. The match was kind of just a rest hold fest.
It was just a rest hold fest. I wasn't crazy about the right guy won.
Yeah, it does. Like I said, I get why they went with this, because they do need a name. That company really needs a name, you know, and somebody who has been drawing a lot of public attention and you know has proven that he's a genius at getting over. That they picked the right guy for this. It's just the fact that the match, I know they had to do the match, and you know, Jericho, God bless him, he's done amazing work. I mean, the match wasn't terrible, but it wasn't anything to write home about. And I don't know, you know, I wouldn't necessarily keep Jericho as champion for that long, you know, maybe just to get them over the hump, to get through the first round of television tapings. But they need a guy, they need another name. They need to find they really need a name. They need another name. Either they need to run a vignette package or something and go ahead and get Omega to that level and put Omega over in that position. Then you can have the Moxley Omega feud go to main event. Or, you know, they need to, I don't know, if it were me booking this, I would keep Jericho just enough so that we can get established on TV. And then, like, once the fans come over, because they love Jericho, once the fans come over, we need to go ahead and put Omega in that position. Omega should have been in this position, you know.
Yeah,
he's definitely the guy that needs to be leading that. That needs to be, you know, the main character of that show.
I think what it is, what I'm starting to see with, it's not just Kenny, it's Kenny, Cody, Young Bucks, and even Paige. You know, they're the high ups in the company, and it would not surprise me if none of them even won a belt until maybe for a while. And like, especially Cody and the Bucks, I think what they're doing now is like they got these positions and they're trying not to make it about them.
It's about scale too.
It's about, you know, and so it wouldn't surprise me if none of those guys ever won AEW belts for a while. I mean, you know.
I think so. I think it's about okay. Can Kenny Omega and the Bucks draw? Yes, they can draw. But here's the twister. You know, can they draw on this scale? And when I say scale, I'm talking about they're going to American national television. They're going into a huge arena. They're going to have to like pack huge arenas to make profit to cover the overhead of this whole operation. They need to. They you can't just keep pulling money from Tony Khan. You know, you're going to have to like be able to turn a profit. And right now, Jericho is a name that draws. And if they don't get a belt for a while, that's because they're going to have to bring in talent with already established names in other companies that can draw huge crowds that can fill arenas. Because number one, I'm not saying and for me, if it were a money saving thing, I would have Omega feud with a big name, maybe Jericho or something like that. You have to run the New Japan thing. Have Jericho lose some weight, get back and get so that we can run. Maybe you're gonna have to hit a 5-star match on the. You know, you're gonna have to pull out some 5-star matches on national television to get Omega established with the American audience that he is the man, and then you let Omega run. You let Omega just be your leading man. He's definitely the perfect leading man. He's the guy you need right now. You bring in Okada, run Omega versus Okada on American television. Let's start getting this money train on the road, and you know that would be the smart strategy. Don't go digging in other companies' talent pools, because you're not. I mean, you're going to lose a lot of money doing that, and you're going to have to pay out a lot of money to get those people. But you already have talent if you're AEW, so just use it wisely is what I would say.
Yeah.
You know?
Match, like you guys said, wasn't that good. Nothing against Hangman Page. Dude was pretty much on point, but you can clearly tell that Jericho's getting up there in age. The Judas Effect, maybe back when Jericho was doing the list, he could get away with it, but Jericho's not a what you would call a grappler. Like, maybe that would work with KO or maybe Austin, but not Jericho. Also, they were making a big deal about Earl Hebner's daughter being the female referee during the match, which she was kind of overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah,
but
I think that was oversold.
Yeah, she was kind of overdoing it a little bit. But all in all, it was okay match. I can understand why they would put the belt on Jericho, and especially if you seen what happened after he won the belt, you can see why.
Bubbly.
Yeah,
Jericho likes that bubbly.
Yeah,
And,
especially
that
with.
shit was hilarious how he walked through the back and was dissing everybody. And,
God, it's all over social media. Everybody's doing all this stuff about the bubbly.
I mean, I cannot believe they it's become a meme phenomenon. I mean,
The best one is the Limp Bizkit one, and the Bubba Ray Dudley one.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. And all the people saying Jericho too old. Really? I mean, did y'all not know that Terry Funk was ECW champion at one time? Was it?
How old was he when he did that? You know what I'm saying?
Daniel.
Jesus, he was like, God. Yeah, Terry Funk was ancient. He was in his 50s.
And wasn't Jimmy Snuka also ECW champion?
I don't even. I think so.
I might.
That was in the early days. That was before the Extreme turn, though.
Oh.
That was back when it was Eastern.
Oh.
Yeah, that's back when it's still Eastern.
But so like I said, great pay per view. I would give it I think I gave it like an 8 out of 10.
You gave it a what?
An 8 out of 10.
Oh yeah, 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah, I do scale. That's about, if I was doing it on the original scale, yeah, that's where I'd be with it.
Let's get on to any thoughts about AEW going to TNT.
Thank God. I'm so fucking glad TNT's getting back in the wrestling game. Because really, all they had going for them was Animal Kingdom and Claws. And we watched both shows. Me and Fancy do, but we're glad. I'm glad AEW is coming to TNT. Thank you, TNT, for doing this and not being dumb and trying to put it on TBS or some shit. I love TBS, but you know, and this better fucking mean that we're gonna get a pay-per-view.
What?
Like, this better mean AEW's getting a pay-per-view. And like, AEW's getting a pay-per-view in Georgia. Gonna do one in Georgia.
I would hope so.
And bring the TNT show to Macon. You know, I'm glad. I mean, great that they're going so and they're going to Nashville, but come on, come to Macon.
Yeah, they better go to Atlanta first before they come to Macon.
If they were smart, and if Cody knows his audience, if they know their audience, you know where they need to go? Athens.
I'm pretty sure that they are, but like I said,
I guarantee you come to Athens during Bulldog Country, man. Right now they're worried about that.
No, dude.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. What were you gonna say, C Kid?
I was saying with this TNT move, here's some things to keep into perspective for AEW. If you guys are coming to TNT, you guys are kind of already on the road with since you have already involved 2 members of the Horsemen plus, well, technically, I mean, you got Rhodes in there. I mean, geez. All right, so don't try to revive WCW is my advice. Don't make the mistake that TNA did. Don't go out there thinking that, oh, we're just going to try to milk, more money off of it. Don't try to revive that whole vibe. Have an organized front office. Make sure you guys are, they need to make sure they got everything together. Here's another thing. Don't pay out any money for any old veteran talent that hasn't been on the air in the last 10 years. And don't, for God's sake, don't offer any guaranteed contracts. That's like the worst thing you could ever do, offering top talent guaranteed contracts. That's a terrible idea. This is your first stroll back for TNT. This is your first stroll back in the national spotlight with wrestling. You are in Vince McMahon's ocean because now Vince McMahon owns a good majority of the entire industry, and he has his hands in the pockets of most of the people you're going to reach to try to find constituents. You guys are in a tough arena right now. My advice: grow your own talent. Take what veteran talent you already have and establish them on national TV, and just try to stay afloat, because when everybody else starts sinking, because Vince is not going to allow anybody else to succeed, they'll come to you. All AEW has to do is wait and stay afloat in the national spotlight until companies like Impact with Anthem and all those guys come to them, and maybe, just maybe, they'll be able to create a surviving legacy by joining up with these companies, finding a middle ground with these companies, getting the NWA involved, and building a competition with steady employment for the talent on the indies who are looking for steady paychecks. If you can get that for these guys, you guys will do well. Don't worry about what WWE is doing. Do your own thing, sell your own brand, and you'll be fine. If you guys don't do that, you will sink.
Also, and then right quick, just major credit for TNT for stepping up, and promote. They've been promoting the hell out of that thing.
Yeah, like I said,
they have been like just all the way in, and showing their commitment way more than any TV company ever did. Impact. I mean,
right.
And I'm glad they have that commitment with it. And then you turn it. I bet if you turn to TNT right now, you'll see an AEW commercial in about 5 seconds. I mean,
definitely.
And go ahead.
And also, don't forget where it brought you to the dance.
Exactly. Don't forget what brought you to the dance. Remember, story is important, and you guys kind of fell off on this last show with the story a bit. But once you guys get the story, don't let story affect the match performances. Don't get lost in telling too many stories. Don't do like TNA did and try to go soap opera like WWE. Don't redesign your sets to look like Monday Night Raw. That's the dumbest decision TNA ever made, and that's what made them not stand out anymore. They lost tons of viewership for it. It lost its eclectic appeal because it tried to look like HD, and it tried to look too much like sports entertainment. It started to suck. The matches got softer because everybody was trying to play it safe in there. I understand trying to create a safe in-ring working environment and trying to work safe, but you guys can't afford to work safe like WWE does. You guys need to take risks. Yes, the injuries will pile up. You guys just need to pull more indie talent and replace them until they heal. This is not a playground where you can try to play it safe and at this level in the game. You guys have to impress. You guys have to impress the people. You guys have to impress that audience with great matches on TV. Those TV tapings right now are more important than any pay-per-view matches ever will be right now, because you guys are just on the freaking start line. So I mean, that's all I got to say, man. They gotta bring it.
Yeah. Speaking of bringing it, NXT in retaliation to AEW going on TNT in October had decided to go to USA Network. Apparently, this is what's going to happen next week. NXT is going to be on Wednesday. They're going to do an hour on USA, then they're going to do another hour on the network, and then in October they'll do full 2 hours on USA, I think.
Yeah. Well, obviously because of competition, but also great. You know, I've been a little out of the loop with NXT lately. I haven't watched it because they show their episodes on Hulu, and I haven't watched the full episode in weeks. So, am I gonna watch it next week? Probably. But when AEW starts, it's like if I'm gonna choose, what I'm gonna watch. I'm obviously gonna watch AEW. There's gonna be a lot of DVRing in this house.
Here's the thing, man. It's like you're talking about. It's sad. It's really sad that it took competition like AEW show up for them to even give NXT a chance. NXT, the only reason, and here's the thing, you got to think they could have put a SmackDown brand, they could have put a Raw brand to compete with AEW, but instead they pull out their best show, which is not even on national television, which they tried to bury because they didn't even put that as the first option on the network selections. You notice they've been trying to bury NXT for a long time, and no matter how much Triple H works on it,
can't be worse than 205 Live though.
Oh yeah, they oh god, 205 Live.
205 Live has got it worse than anybody.
Yeah, they do. It's terrible, and I'll tell you, it's sad. But now that they're coming on TV, here's the thing: I hope to God that Triple H does have the helm on this, because if he doesn't have the helm on this, so he lets Vince take the helm, they're going to end up shooting themselves on the foot, and they're going to lose to AEW.
Well, that's the one thing that gets me about them going to USA, because at first they said that Vince would be taking over, which is a bad idea. And then Triple H came out and he pretty much said that, no, I'm still the head over NXT.
It's gonna be, it's still his show.
So,
and here's the thing, he could be lying because he doesn't want the fans to realize that he doesn't have control. Because if they realize that he doesn't have control, then nobody's gonna watch.
I mean, I'm sure, I don't want to think he's lying. I'm sure Vince is gonna have a tiny finger on the pulse, not as big of a finger on the pulse as SmackDown moving the Fox kind of pulse, but he's going to be looking over the shoulder. He's not going to not be involved. He's just maybe not as much, but he's going to be looking over Triple H's shoulder.
Well, he can look all he wants, just keep his ass away from the
or have his stooges do it for him.
Well, I don't think his stooges have anything to do with NXT. But then again, we don't know for sure, but just stay the fuck away, Vince. Just stay far away from NXT. Just let it go.
I mean, and then right off the bat, gotta see Roderick Strong versus Velveteen. And it's just gonna make, as soon as it's on the air, make Velveteen dream the star.
I think they should. Like, he's definitely one of the leading men they're going to need. Like, he's going to have to stay a champion and be the leading man. I mean, you need him.
It makes me wonder, because a lot of buzz has been going on about this, especially online, is certain current Raw SmackDown people going to NXT when it comes on, like, USA. Like, can you imagine certain people switching and going back to NXT?
There are a lot of people that should go back to NXT.
I'm talking about, in terms of the show being on USA. Like, you can name names right now. You should go ahead and put them on there.
Cesaro.
If I say this, if Miz wins Sunday, I guarantee you Nakamura's going.
I doubt
think
that.
so.
But
I guarantee you.
Nakamura probably would prefer to go back to NXT.
I don't blame him.
That's what I'm saying. That's gonna be, if Miz wins that belt, that's gonna be my first thought. He's going back to NXT.
Asuka, but She's too busy doing her video channel now.
Great channel. I actually do like her channel. It's not up, down, awesome, but it's still pretty cool. You know.
Only a woman like Oscar can make building a chair sexy.
Yeah. Oh, well, Jesus, man. Okay.
But
yeah, I can see. But Cesaro, Oscar.
already got Prince Pretty and Fandango back.
Definitely Cruz.
Apollo Crews.
Apollo Crews needs to get off. Yeah, Apollo Crews really needs to get off that ship and back on the NXT. Like, they need to get him out of there, like, quickly.
I want to say Amber Moon too.
I would love to see Ember Moon leave national television, go to NXT.
Was Ali ever there, or was he just 205 Live?
205.
He was 205.
They ain't gonna let him go. I say put Buddy Murphy back.
Yeah, put Buddy Murphy back, and then like they already said, the 205 Live got to be on there.
Yeah. And depending on what happens, maybe Bailey.
Yeah, it may be time to get her. It may be that time.
Well, we'll talk about that later. But who else?
Then,
Lacey Evans. Lacey Evans.
Yeah, Lacey Evans. Gable.
Maybe depending on how things go. If he loses Corbin, yes. And Shelton.
Shelton. EC3.
Definitely. Both Sarah Logan and Liv Morgan. Depending on how this character change is gonna be.
When's Ruby Riott coming back?
I don't know, but she needs to come back soon.
There was a mistake breaking them up.
Yeah. And the Viking Warriors. I mean, sorry, my bad. War Raiders. Fuck that Viking.
No, the Viking. You mean Viking Experience?
No, I meant the War Raiders.
I'm kidding. You're right, War Raiders.
And that's all. That's all I can think. And Dana Brooke, she's still wrestling.
Yeah, she is. Don't you know she's the queen of main event? She's literally been on main event like 20 weeks in a row.
Just put her back in NXT. just put her back in NXT and let it be.
Put her back on NXT. Have her job to Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
It's like NXT main event with her. NXT main event, same thing.
But hopefully,
that's pretty bad that her boyfriend got a belt in WWE before she did.
Who are we talking about?
That Dana Brooks' boyfriend got a belt before she did. You know, her boyfriend's that NBA player that pinned R-Truth.
Oh yeah.
You mean the Boston Celtics motherfucker?
Yes, the Boston Celtics motherfucker. Was there any NBA players that pinned R-Truth?
Jesus.
Yeah, she's dating him, and he won a belt before she did. That's fucked up, man.
That's sad.
Man. What? And Dana Brooke is slowly becoming dodgy. Like, what the hell's keeping you going? I mean,
Dana Brooke came at the wrong time. I mean, there was just too much competition, too much better competition when they brought her in. There's just she didn't stand a chance against all these names. I mean,
it's like, what the hell?
No, the problem with Dana Brooke. No, the problem with Dana Brooke is they put her with Emma, and it looks like she was working out with Emma. Then they brought her up and put her with Charlotte. Then they put her back with Emma, and then they lost her in the shuffle and kept putting her with different people, and it just didn't work out. They should have kept her down in NXT and hold her crap. I don't know what it is about WWE, but most of these women like Dana Brooke and I think Alexa Bliss, who never been on the indie scene, should stay in NXT for a good 5 years before they get called up to the main roster.
Yeah, because when it's time to deliver out there, when you're in singles action or whatever,
I mean,
it's time to deliver.
I mean, look what they're doing with what's that chick's name? The Chinese chick with the fan. They be posting on Instagram a lot.
Well, if you don't know her name, how are we?
I know who it
It's
is.
like if you don't know her name, how are we?
I know her name. I just can't say it. It was
Well, what does it begin with?
It was the chick that was in the Mae Young class with the fan. Hang on.
You can't tell me what the letter begins with. What's the
It's
first letter? Is it
Talking about the girl who did Kung Fu.
The
You
X.
talking about Z? You talking about Z?
Alright.
Are you talking about Z? Yeah.
I think that's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, great.
But like, how long has she been in NXT? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, she's been there for a long time.
Long enough to get a Rumble spot.
Yeah, but you know they haven't brought her up, so they should do the same thing for like Dana Brooke and those that haven't been on the Indies. That's only been through the Performance Center.
I just feel like they need to send any woman who has not won a title at this point, that came to NXT. Every one of them needs to go back to NXT because they're being shuffled around, but the roster was too fat anyway with the women, so they need to bring them back down to NXT so that you can strengthen the women's division. Even though you have a good champion in NXT and you have you have really good women there, still you kind of rushed a good bit of them up. You rushed a lot of women up there, They just threw a lot of them on the air, and they didn't know what the hell to do with them. God, I mean, Nia Jax was ruined by it when they brought her up there because they didn't give her time to even win the NXT title like she should have. Like she should have been dominating NXT for a long time before they let. I mean, they should have let Ember go ahead and do her thing, but as soon as that was done, they could have let Nia have a good reign up to now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we'll see how it works out for NXT. Thank you for listening to Triple Threat here on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Leave a comment and hit that bell to let you know when new videos have been uploaded to the channel. If you'd like to download this podcast, please go to the Apple Podcast Store, Google Podcast Store, Stitcher, Spotify, and Anchor FM. Thank you for listening, and see you later.